still you say it's the same thing that you said. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. So, what I was telling you is that it's touch screen, so you can start going like as you read and you feel comfortable, you just go right here, and then you just finish up. Thank you. That's it. Do you want to move it a little bit?
Okay, so after you say like the script, you say my name, and
They do the script. They're gonna mention all of the board. I mean, all of the JRTC and you. You don't do anything. You wait until they come. See all of them come, and they march.
yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. 10 seconds.
What's your name? Arturo, nice to meet you. Congratulations. What's your name, sir? Arturo. My name is Mike.
And then
What's
once
this lady's name?
Tiffany. Tiffany.
Tiffany. Good meeting you. Yeah, I saw your name. Don't be nervous.
A little bit.
It's okay. Just read it and say it out loud. Let them know that you're in charge. Okay? This lady's a nice lady.
This is an art teacher at Riverside. Okay. Mr.
Wasulier. Yeah, Wasulier.
I didn't know how to do that phonetically.
Yeah, you were good.
I know. Yes, I always think it's in the air. Más o menos. I know Mary Lou.
I would never get that one.
I también.
Changes. Okay, give me a second. Okay, you doing changes or?
Phonetically,
Yeah. Okay, go back up to Nevaeh, right? Is that on?
yes.
Does it stay off?
Could I take H off and I'll know the day?
Good evening. The live stream of tonight's meeting will begin in 10 minutes.
Good evening. Good evening. Before we proceed, I'd like to briefly turn the meeting over to one of two outstanding students who will receive the President's Award tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the dais Arturo Moreno from Scottsdale Elementary School.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. My name is Arturo Moreno, and I am the Student Council President at Scottsdale Elementary School. It is my honor to call this meeting to order. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to the Ysleta Independent School District's meeting of the Board of Trustees. We invite you to share your comments with the board during the public comment portion of our meeting. Public comment sign-up cards show the rules for participating. Legally, the board may listen but may not enter into discussion on the issue raised. This meeting of the Board of Trustees is called to order at 6:03. We have a quorum with Soltero Ramirez, Richard Cuder, Mike Rosales, Connie Woodruff, Catherine Lucero, and myself, Cruz Ochoa. Mr. Charlie Bustillos could not attend tonight, and he's excused. Trustee Rosales, will you please lead us in the pledge and moment of silence?
Good evening. The colors tonight are being presented by the Junior ROTC Color Guard from Eastwood High School. The Color Guard commander is Cadet Angel Flores. The other Color Guard members are Sain Gutierrez, Jesse Darce, and Bella Estrada. The pledge leader is Cadet Tiffany Alvarez from Eastwood High School. Will you please stand for the presentation of colors, reciting the national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the Texas Pledge.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now, please join me in the pledge to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you.
Raise it. Arm. Order. Arm. Color guard. Reform. Center. Dr. De La Torre. Do we have any recognitions this evening?
Yes, good evening, President Ochoa, members of the board, esteemed guests, welcome. I'd like to invite Mrs. Patricia Ayala, our Chief Communications Officer, to lead us through the recognitions and introductions this evening.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, Superintendent De La Torre. We have 4 recognitions for you this evening. At this time, we ask that you please come to the front of the dais for the presentations. We also ask audience members to please remain seated until the recognitions are complete. We begin our recognitions tonight with 2 students from Scottsdale Elementary School, Arturo Moreno and Nevea Perez, who have demonstrated great leadership and service among their peers with their compassionate commitment to help others in need in the El Paso community. As president and vice president of the school's student council, Arturo and Nevea are constantly looking for needs in the community that they can lend a helping hand. That's what happened this past holiday season when they organized a blanket drive for the El Paso Women's Shelter. Flyers were sent home with each Scottsdale student with the goal of collecting 100 blankets. But over the course of 10 days, they doubled their goal by collecting nearly 200 blankets for shelter residents. This was one of several initiatives that Arturo and Nevea had this past school year as part of the Scottsdale Elementary School Student Council. They also had a breast cancer awareness coin fundraiser that raised nearly $900 for the American Cancer Society, and they are currently collecting toothpaste and toothbrushes to be donated to the Salvation Army. Arturo and Nevea not only embody the Ysleta Independent School District values, but they routinely put these values into action for the betterment of others. They are wonderful examples of the hard work, kindness, and service excellence we highlight at the district. And we honor them tonight with the February 2020 President's Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our President's Award winners, Arturo Moreno and Nevea Perez from Scottsdale Elementary School. The students are accompanied by Student Council sponsor, Ms. Sandra Garcia, and Ms. Yvonne Hutter, and Principal Juan Guzman. Let's hear it one more time for Arturo and Nevea. Our next recognition is in honor of Parkland Middle School students DeAndre Ramirez and Daniel Avalos, who were named winners of the Congressional App Challenge for the 16th District, which is represented by the Honorable Veronica Escobar. These students designed a new app called Lunch Week, which their fellow schoolmates can use to pre-order lunch meals. The app would help shorten the amount of time students have to wait for their lunches, while also assisting schools with food preparation and reducing waste. DeAndre and Daniel were recognized by Congresswoman Escobar during her January town hall meeting and will attend the House of Code Capitol Hill reception in Washington, D.C. next month to demonstrate the Lunch Week app to Congress and staff. Congratulations to these students on their innovation, focus, and technological skills. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the Congressional App Challenge winners from Parkland Middle School, Daniel Avales, and DeAndre Ramirez. The students are accompanied by T-STEM coordinator, Ms. Raquel Jimenez, and principal, Dr. Angela Reyna. Let's hear it again for DeAndre and Daniel. Our next recognition is in honor of 18 outstanding artists and writers from Bel Air, Del Valle, Eastwood, Hanks, Riverside, and Valle Verde Early College High Schools, who won either gold or silver keys at the New Mexico Scholastic Art and Writing Awards, the nation's longest-running, most prestigious recognition program for creative teens. In addition, Danae Nunez from Riverside High School won Best of Show and was nominated for an American Voices and Visions Medal from Scholastic, which award is awarded to only 10 students nationwide. Congratulations to our talented students on this wonderful achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, from Riverside High School, please help us congratulate Danae Nunez. Hector Donacio. Adriana Herrera. And Sabrina Ortega. They are accompanied by our teachers, Ms. Mia Ortiz and Mr. Ricardo Bosilier, along with Assistant Principal Denica Martinez. Next, students, thank you. Next, from Bel Air High School, please welcome Isabela Canales. Isabella is accompanied by our teacher, Mr. Ramiro Ordóñez. Thank you. Next, from Del Valle High School, please help us congratulate Natalia Aguirre. Natalia is accompanied by art teacher Mr. Raul Monares and assistant principal Efren Tarango. Thank you, student. Next, from Eastwood High School, let's hear it for Daveen Bashur, Mireya Dominguez, Steven Garcia, Eileen McLean, Grace Quillen, Diana Reyes, Samantha Waltman, and Xochitl Zarate. The students are accompanied by art teachers, Ms. Diane Vera, Ms. Angelica Quillen, and assistant principal Bonita Torres. Thank you, troopers. From Hanks High School, please welcome Isabela Loya, and Ashley Rangel. The students are accompanied by art teacher, Ms. Lorena Williams, and assistant principal, Michelle Batalla. Let's hear it again for the Scholastic Art Award winners. Our final recognition this evening is for the February Partner of the Month. This month's recipient is being honored tonight for playing an instrumental role in the success of Hanksgiving, a holiday food basket giveaway organized by the Hanks High School Interact Club. In November, organizers were struggling to raise the money for food baskets to provide food for over 500 Thanksgiving food baskets for needy families because they could no longer fundraise outside stores like Walmart. To make up the shortfall, organizers appealed to the community for help. And this partner stepped up like a champion. They allowed fundraisers to take place at all of their El Paso locations which ended up raising more than $3,000 for Thanksgiving. And they also donated prizes for the school's staff dinner. This partners El Paso managers, as well as their marketing department in Austin, were generous and genuine with a wonderful enthusiasm for community service. They showed nothing but love for the Ysleta Independent School District, and we thank them for their commitment to our students and our families. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for our February Partner of the Month, Raising Cane's. Here to accept the award from Raising Cane's are General Managers Mr. Chris Holmes and Mr. Mike Terrazas, accompanied by Interact President Christian Huckes, Vice President Isabella Bentley, and Hanks High School Principal Michelle Bataya. Let's hear it one more time for Raising Cane's. Thank you. Thank you. This concludes our recognitions for this evening.
There is no public comment this evening. Agenda review. During the February 10th board workshop, consent item number 4 was pulled for a separate vote. We will consider the remaining consent items as one vote, and we will consider all policy agenda items as one vote, unless there are items you wish to pull for separate consideration. Are there any other consent or policy items you wish to pull for a separate vote? If there are no other items you wish to pull for separate consideration, the order of business shall be set out in this posted agenda unless changed by consensus of the board. Thank you. The agenda will be considered the consensus of the board. The order of the agenda has been approved. May I have an electronic motion and a second on the consent agenda items listed on this agenda as recommended by the administration?
Mr. President, I move to approve the remaining consent agenda items listed on this agenda as recommended by administration.
I have a second by Mr. Kuder. Results are in. 6 in favor, 1 abstention. Yeah.
President Ochoa, we do 1 absent.
The what?
It's 1 absent.
1 absent. I said 1 abstention. Absent. Yes. Sorry. All right. Okay, all votes have been cast. Okay, so now we move to the. Where do we move to? Okay, the pool consent agenda item number 4, Del Valle Middle School STEM Academy donation. Using your electronic hand, is there any discussion?
Yes.
Ms. Lucette?
I wanted to thank Western Refinery, our principal Amy Alarcon, and Yvette Garcia for community partnerships and continuing to make STEM important to our Del Valle community and YSD as a whole. So thank you for that.
No further discussion. May I have a motion? Ms. Lucero?
I move to accept a donation for the Del Valle Middle School STEMS Academy in the amount of $5,000 from Western Refinery Company.
I have a second by Ms. Woodruff. Please cast your votes. Results are in. 6 in favor, 1 absent. The order agenda has been approved. May I have an electronic motion on the policy action items listed on the agenda as recommended by the administration and TASB? Mr. Kuder.
I move to approve the policy agenda items listed on the agenda as recommended by TASB and administration.
I have a second by Ms. Woodruff. Please cast your electronic votes. All votes have been cast. 6 in favor, 1 absent. Okay, action items. Number 1, BP 1908A, Lancaster Elementary HVAC and life cycle upgrades. Using your electronic hand, is there any discussion? If no further discussion, may I have a motion?
I move to approve award of YISD solicitation number bond 2019 RFP 04 BP 1908A Lancaster Elementary HVAC and Lifecycle Upgrades to Baines General Contractor Incorporated as construction manager at risk for pre-construction services of $15,000 and construction manager fee of 3.5% of cost of construction from 2019 bond funds contingent upon final negotiations, legal counsel review of final contracts, and Form 1295 Certificate of Interested Parties with estimated cost of construction and guaranteed maximum price presented at subsequent board meetings.
We have a second one by Mr. Mike Rosales. Please cast your electronic votes. All votes have been cast. Results are 6 in favor and 1 absent. Before we adjourn, we have...
Yes, Mr. President, I'd just like to take a minute before we adjourn to congratulate our Desert Air Elementary for being nominated as one of only 3 schools in all of El Paso for the Blue Ribbon Award. In the entire state of Texas, there was only 26 schools nominated. And so I'd like to congratulate our principal, the staff, and of course, our hardworking students for all their work and making YSD proud and having YSD recognized across the state for the work that we do in every one of our campuses. So congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Cudera. Any other discussion or motion or, no? Really? Okay, well, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.